Good afternoon and welcome back to Hermits Broadcast Channel. I'm Ringbado Jr. and today we have a good matchup here. It's your Sandy Cousin Hermits versus Delbarton, and every year these teams go back and forth against each other. Last year Delbarton won 10-2, but the year before the Hermits won 6-4. So it's been going back and forth the greatest year as the Hermits will win the face-off. Ball still loose. It's picked up by Delbarton. Pass to the goalie, and they're going to clear it out here. There goes Pedicano. So throw it into the box and give Delbarton. Here's Jackson Torres going to pass it up top. And Delbarton right now are coming off of a loss against a Fairfield Prep from Connecticut. They lost 7-5 on May 18th. But overall, in the last 3 games, they won against Chatham a 17-7, and they won against West Morris and to get a goal there to make the score 1-0. The score by Asher Testa. On now for face-off is Don Diego for the Hermits and Christian Trozinski. Jackson Torres going to pass it up top. Here's a pass down to X. Pass inside shot, and there's another goal for Delbarton. Scored by number 31, Gavin Romeweber. So Delbarton now getting off early with a 2-0 lead.
All right, Enrico, I'm back. I'll join you.
All right.
Seems like Delby's out to a quick lead. I missed both the goals, but how'd it happen?
Second one, just a pass right in the middle and just a shot right on net. The first one I missed because I was reading off their past 3 games.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's usually not a good sign when they score that quickly when you're still going through rosters and everything.
There's a pass up top. We're now passing it around. Here's Jackson Torres with Dodge to bring it back out. And there's another goal for Delbarton right there.
Yeah, Delbarton all over him early. I was kind of hoping that Hermits would be able to kind of stay in this, make it a game, keep fighting with them. I think Green Wave only have 2 losses in New Jersey. It's Seton Hall and Westfield. And the Hermits were able to beat Westfield. Granted, I mean, I guess the major difference is, Hunter Johnson was still on the face-off X for the Hermits at that point. But but, they beat Westfield. They kind of hung tough. Westfield beat them and Seton Hall, I believe. So you're kind of hoping that, Delbarton definitely does the better resume, this year. But you're hoping that while the Green Wave would definitely come into today as the favorites, the Hermits will be able to stick with them. So, it's 3-0. It's real early, but you don't want to give up too many more of these goals. The more and more you dig yourself down deeper, the harder it is going to be for the Hermits to come back.
Yeah, and the Hermits also haven't played since May 14th against Bergen. They lost 7-5. So they were down huge there, but then they battled back. Still came out short of the win. Thing is, they haven't played in about a week, so they haven't gotten that game time in yet.
Yeah, that's why it was important for the Hermits to keep this game on the schedule. I know it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, it's a team you might face in the playoffs late in the year. Do you want to leave it on the schedule? Not, could you see each other 5 days from now, a week from now? But the Hermits wouldn't face Delbarton until I believe the semifinal round, maybe final round if both teams were lucky enough to make it. So they left the game on, but there was a chance, that if the Hermits were the 6th seed, and they beat Paul the 6th or whatever, or Delbarton beat Paul the 6th, and the Hermits beat whoever they would have played, then they would have faced in the second round, in which case maybe you don't play this game. But Hermits dropped down to the 7th seed because they lost to Bergen Catholic. So you go by lax power unless you beat somebody. Hopefully the Hermits,
Also loose is picked up by Delbarton there on the faceoff.
But yeah, at least it's good to get this game in before the St. Peter's Prep game on Saturday.
A pass up. The alley. Pass back into the alley. Going to bring it back up top. Here's a pass to Baldwin. Ball now dodging. Going to pass it out. Inside by Sartorius, a shot. Too much to the right. Steady Delbarton ball. Just pass back up top. So far, a lot of quick passes here by Delbarton, and there's miscommunication. It'll go out, be Hermit's ball.
Yeah, I almost thought that hit a Hermit's stick for a second, but I guess not. Hermits will keep possession, or get possession, I guess. This is really the first time they've had it so far this game. I guess briefly in the opening faceoff, right?
Yeah, that's really it. He's going to pass to Moore. He's going to bring it up.
That's what I mean. But if Delby's going to win a lot of these faceoffs and Delby's not going to make many mistakes on offense, each offensive possession is going to be crucial for the Hermits. So they got to take advantage or at least get a good shot. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing in basketball. Like if you take a poor shot, it's just a wasted possession. Even if you don't score, if the Hermits don't score, if they don't turn it over, they get a couple good shots off. I'll take it. But you can't really waste possessions, throw the ball out of bounds, have like a silly turnover, anything like that. So the Hermits got to make most of what they have here.
Here's a stop by Wadzak. He's going to bring it down. So pass the Plen to X. Here's Plen dodging around. Shot, and there's a goal. First goal today for the Hermits, scored by number 2, Noah Pled, his 35th goal of the season.
Yeah, Noah used to scoring it against Delbarton. Won the state tournament for him again. Won the state tournament for the Hermits his sophomore year with a goal against Delbarton. So it's good to see him get back on the score sheet. But yeah, Noah kind of leading the way. I know he's been battling some injuries this year, but he still got 35 goals despite all that and despite not playing the maximum games. But you're gonna need a handful of them from Noah today if they're gonna pull off the upset.
Ball loose, picked by Delbarton. Here's a poke. Try to flip it. Pick up by Jackson Torres. So pass it back up top, and they're going to get their subs on. Creo with the ball now. He has it up top. Here's touch by Korea. He's going to bring it down. Pass back out. Shot. Too high. It'll go out. Stay Delbarton ball. Here's Tesla going to pass it back up top. Just pass down to X. Here's touch by Delbarton going to pass it back up top. Shot. Too much to the right. Stay Delbarton ball.
Yeah, Delbarton being very patient, only taking smart shots. I mean, able to keep the possession by making sure their guy's back closest to the end line as the ball goes out. But Delbarton not rushing anything, even though they got a couple quick goals in the beginning. Ooh.
There was a bounce shot that bounced right over the net. Just pass down to X. Testa, pass back up. Victoria shot, too much to the right. Stay in possession of Delbarton. Here's Jack Amato. Pass back up. Stopped by Sartorius. His shot. Saved by Zaitz. Ball's up. So it's picked up by Cole Schleicher. He's going to pass it up.
Yeah, almost a little bit of an interesting situation there. The Hermits defender trying to pass it back to Zaitz in the net. Hermits fans screaming that the goalie has it to, protect him, blow the whistle, don't let the Delbarton player kind of interfere. I'm sure the Delbarton player is going to say, hey, he was still trying, the defender was still trying to shovel it back to the goalie, so he was going to try and make a play as much as he could and almost caused a turnover. That ball came out bounced, and luckily the Hermits defense or long pole was able to kind of jump on it, but that could have turned into a real interesting situation there.
Here's past top. Just dodged by Jude. He's going to bring it down. Pass the Planet X. Hard's now passing it up. Playing down to Wadzak. Wadzak pass up. And Planton's shot is too much to the left. And they call it goalie ball, so that Delbarton's.
The Hermits don't agree, or at least the sideline, but I thought that would have been the right call. I think the Hermits were just a little slower. The shot got out of bounds too quick that really by the time the ball went out, the goalie was the first one to kind of wrap himself around the net, and Vellerngatu wasn't really able to get behind the net with his stick. So I actually think that's the right call. Super, super close, but unfortunate for the Hermits.
Just pass up top. Here's dodged by Delbarton. They're going to bring it around. Shot. Saved by Zaitz.
Yeah, I was hoping he was. You got a piece of that kind of deflected wide, but I was kind of hoping he was able to, hang on to that in his net or in his stick just to be able to keep possession there for the Hermits. But Delbarton will start it back up from behind the net and swing it around.
Here's Wadzak. And the ball is too high by Jack Sartorius, who leads Delbarton in goals with 32. Here's Jack Amato with the ball. He's going to pass it down to X. Bring it back up. Back down. Shot. And
yeah,
Zaitz got it.
I think it hit Zaitz on the shoulder, kind of bounced back out in front of the crease. Again, the Hermits defense kind of shuffled it back into the crease. But again, Zaitz wasn't.
The pass is too high.
Yeah.
Pick up by Mason Rucci.
Yeah, Zaitz was luckily able to pounce on that before anything happened. But yeah, risky pass there, went over the long pole stick, but Mason Rucci able to Rucci.
Yeah.
I had him in class all year. You'd think I would know. But Mason was able to scoop that up for the Hermits.
Just pass to Wadzak up top. Just pass to Exley, back to Diamond up top. Here goes Wadzak, so I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to bring it down to X. Just dodge around X, so pass it back up.
We got a minute 15, a little under a minute 15 left in this quarter. Hermits be patient.
Shot by Wadzak, and there's a goal for the Hermits, making it a 3-2 game. Goal by Ryan Wadzak there.
Yeah, it was a good find there. Who had the assist? Do you remember?
I think it was Exley.
Yeah, Exley had the assist. It was a good find, kind of across the crease pass as Wadzak kind of was peeling off from a little bit of a pick. But he was able to find himself with plenty of space, maybe about 10, 15 yards out, and cuts this lead back to 1. So this is the kind of game I was expecting. I got a little nervous there when Delby scored those 2 quick goals. Not that they can't just run this one right back up. They certainly have the skill to and are winning enough face-offs too. But it's good to see the Hermits cut this lead to 1, and hopefully they can keep it there, if not a little bit better, going into the second quarter.
The goal right there is Wadzak's 23rd goal of the season. Dodge around. Shot by, looks like too much to the right. Just pass up top. Hermits now playing a tight-end defense. The first few goals, they had an easy attack right in there. Shot by Jack Sartorius, saved by Zates. Hermits now just playing tight in.
Yes, Zates has made a couple good saves after letting those first couple goals there. A little unlucky, saved it, but wasn't able to keep it close enough to the crease, and the Hermits weren't able to jump on it. Oh,
it's picked off by Zates right there.
Only 10 seconds left, so he's just going to launch it downfield.
It looks like it will go out. It's like the parents wanted to be a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. He's just flinging it at the net. To be fair, the Delbarton defender kind of tells you, like, that's the time when you referee and look at the defender. He'll tell you what happened. He started ready to play defense, so I think he kind of agreed it was a shot also.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. Your score here, the Hermits 2, Delbarton 3. We'll be right back. we are back here to start second quarter. Delbarton came out strong in the first quarter, scoring 3, but the Hermits have been chipping away at that lead. They scored 3 too. It's ball still loose on the face-off. It's a good time to have a fast face-off, guys. They can hit right there.
Shoulder to shoulder. Not sure what the ref's going to call.
Looks like it'll be Delbarton ball right there.
Yeah, not sure if he called a push or if he just called it out on the Hermits because the ball was rolling close to the sideline. I don't know. I mean, if you let the first couple shoulders go, let that one. And I thought that might have hit Delbarton on the way out. So I thought that was, hey, you were letting him play for the first, 10 seconds of the face-off scramble. Why not let him play through the rest? And if he did, I think it would have been out on Delbarton. But I'm not the official. So it's Delbarton ball. Start of the second quarter, and they still lead 3-2.
Here's Donovan Delbarton. Going to pass it down. Dory's going to pass it down. Back up, shot, too high.
Those are those little things where you're going to need those breaks to go your way. Like I said, if you're going to pull, it's not a major upset, but if you're going to pull off the upset, you need those little things to go your way. And that face-off where, hey, we haven't won a ton of face-offs. All of a sudden, this ball's bouncing around. Like, you need those kind of toss-up plays to go your way.
And there's a goal for Delbarton right there by number 28, Willie Doyle. His 27th of the season.
Yeah,
so 4-2.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in a tight game like this, where you're a little bit of the underdog, you need those things to go your way. Instead, Delbarton gets the ball, and they score on that possession. Build this lead back up to 2.
Now it's Chris Marino on the face.
It looks like the Hermits will try a little bit something else on the face-offs. Oh, yeah, you just announced him coming in. Yeah, so giving Dom Adiago a break. Try something a little different.
Ball loose. It's picked by Delbarton.
And still same result. Delbarton face-off win.
There's me a trip with the flag down. Going to be on the Hermits. Starting out the season, we had Hunter Johnson get hurt, but this year we got Chris Marino transferring from Kingsway. Him and Dominico had a split in time. Last year in the face-offs, both sophomores, they both been getting the job done. So I'm excited to see how it's going to be next few years.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a lot of the face-off is just being bigger, faster, stronger, and you're bigger, faster, stronger when you're 18 than when you're 16. So they're getting some valuable experience here, but as much as that experience is going to help them in the future.
Pass in, shot, saved by Zaitz. Ball loose, picked up, and they call it playing without a stick. Hermit's ball.
So that's what I mean as a non-lacrosse person. It didn't seem like he was really playing without a stick too much to me, but no one really complained. So obviously, I guess it was the right call if no one was complaining. But I don't know if you can explain a little bit about that, Enrico. Or
it was kind of close right there. I mean, I did see him drop his stick, but I don't see really where he was playing without it. But there's a timeout called by Coach Valori.
So that's their second timeout of the half. He kind of took that first one. I feel like a lot of lacrosse timeouts are like possession-based. The coaches usually do it when they're like, oh, I got to keep possession here. But that first timeout taken by the Hermits, I think, was more of a basketball timeout. I got to stop a run. Like we got to settle down a little bit. So Coach Valori took that first timeout, settled his team down. I mean, worked. It's been 2-2. Aside from that goal that just happened, the Hermits were actually outscoring them after that timeout. But the Hermits will take this timeout again here, which is more of your normal one, but that'll be it for the half. So you're going to have to go the last 10 minutes for that one. Delbarton still got both of theirs. Got a couple other games going on today for the Hermits. Right next to us, to our left, out of the press box, the tennis team is taking on Paul VI in the first round of the state tournament. This year it's no non-public A and B. It's just non-public, one straight non-public section. So they host Paul VI. I think the Hermits are the 4 seed. Paul VI is 12. And hopefully if the Hermits win, they will host Union Catholic most likely in the next round. Baseball's at Kingsway today. They lost a close one. They probably shouldn't have lost earlier in the year. One mistake in the infield kind of led Kingsway back in that game. But today's kind of like a tune-up for the state playoffs. Like I bet both teams are probably just getting their pitching ready. It's not that you don't want to win it, or it doesn't matter as much, but you're not necessarily throwing your aces as much as you want to win this game. You're setting up your pitching for the playoffs. Ooh, Sebastian goes down.
He's getting double teamed there. It's a flag down.
So each team will be the man down. I didn't hear how long the Hermits flag was for.
I think a trip is usually 30 seconds.
30 seconds. I still see one guy on a knee for each team in the box. And also the volleyball team is the first round of the state playoffs. As they're up at Barnegat. They got a tough one. Barnegat's the number 9 team in the state. Barnegat took the first set. Looks like the Hermits are hanging tough, down 19-17 in the second. But we'll see how that goes. I believe that's all. Oh, and the Cape Atlantic League finals for the track team is today at Bridgeton.
Here's Plant up top, going to pass to Jude. Here's pass to Exley. It's a good pump fake there by Rucci. But, well, the Delbarton guys were not faked out there.
Yeah, so I think both teams are back to even strength. Both flags were only 30 seconds long, so it wasn't like either team really spent much time with the ball. He breaks
free. By
free.
Wadzak's shot, and there's a goal for Ryan Wadzak. He is second of the day, makes the score a 4-3 game.
Yeah, it looked like it hit the Delbarton goalie's, I couldn't tell, stick or leg, but he got a piece of it, but it's still deflected in the net. It took some people a half a second to realize it actually went in because they saw that deflection, but great goal by Wadzak. I mean, it was all set up by that great juke move, kind of got himself a ton of space running into the goalie. It was a tough job for the Delbarton goalie. It's good. I mean, it was a good job to get a piece of it still, but Wadzak with a good move, good goal, cuts this lead for Delbarton down to 4-3.
Here's Domingo back on the faceoff. And picked up by Domingo. They called the hold, though, on him.
I think, yeah, called it on Delbarton.
Wow.
So Hermits will get possession. One of the few face-offs they've won so far today. But, I mean, that's the thing. You're keeping with Delbarton. One face-off win right there. It's Tom's, I think, trying to find somebody to pass it. There he goes. Delbarton had that press on him because they know he's the Fogo guy. And they're like, let's see if we can see if he makes a mistake. Luckily, and the Hermits have no timeouts, so luckily Dom was able to find some help, get off the field, and get the subs in, the offense rolling.
Here's pass to Wadzak up top. Pass to Diamond, back to Wadzak. Here's Donovan Exley. Here's Diamond back down, shot. Off the post. Ball loose.
Yeah, scramble on the ground. Delbarton comes up with it, though.
It was nearly picked by, it was Varello, but Delbarton gets a clear off. Ball loose.
Yeah, that ball kind of short hop there, offensive player, kind of hit off his shins. Now it's just a ground ball. And Delbarton will take that timeout once they get possession. So that's Delbarton's first of the half. 7:37 left in the second quarter. Like I said, if you kind of take a look at the brackets for the non-public A state championship, Don Bosco having a great year is the 1 seed. Seton Hall is number 2. Based off that close win versus Delbarton, Delbarton's 3. The 4-5 matchup would be CBA's 5, Pingree is 4. 6 is Bergen, and 7 is the Hermits. I mean, I think this has been, like I said, this non-public A is more wide open than it has been. Normally it's some combination of Seton Hall and Delby. Usually Delby. The Hermits sneak up there, on a given year. CBA hasn't been quite there. Pingree probably around the same level as CBA, but Bosco has been around the same level as the Hermits. It seems like this year it's a great opportunity for them to win the state championship. But like I said, Hermits beat Westfield. Westfield beat both Seton Hall and Delby. So you can tell it's a pretty tight bracket across the way. And this will be a good tune-up game because I said the Hermits will have St. Peter's and then have the winner of Camden Catholic versus Seton Hall. But I would suspect the Hermits and Seton Hall to win those games to set up a pretty big quarterfinal matchup. But non-public A seems to be pretty deep this year, or at least more spread out. And it's not just hey, we'll see Delby and Seton Hall in the finals and see who wins.
Here's up by Jack Sartorius. So bring it back out. W now playing in. Shot too much to the left. Will be picked up by Testa. They'll bring it around. Pass down to X. And a good deflection there by the Hermits. Looks like it was Cole Schleicher.
Yeah, ball rolls back to. Ooh. And there's the kind of turnovers you can't have. So the ball rolls back to Zates. He picks it up. His pass, though, a little off the mark to the long pole defender. And Delbarton gets the ball back in Hermit's territory. 6:30 left here.
Here's a pass down to X. Pass up. Here's dodged by Delbarton. I'm going to pass it back out now. Pass in, shot. Bounce too much to the left. Be picked up by Testa.
Here's the one thing you notice kind of watching the NCAA tournament is not that Delby's hold the ball. They're doing a great offense and they're keeping possession when they. Ooh.
And the pass is thrown away right there.
I'll tell you what, Enrico, I'm going to keep complimenting Delbarton and see if they turn it over. Get the announcers' drinks. But, yeah, no, I was going to say Delby's been running a great offense and, getting their shots and keeping possession, doing exactly what they want to do. But it's always interesting to kind of watch the college game where you have that shot clock where even if you're keeping possession a little bit, you still only have that set amount of time. It was a good deflection there by number 11 on Delbarton's defense. He's kind of trying to spin through the middle, and as he's spinning, he, flicks it backwards. And the Hermits will take possession. So, scary one there. I mean, great play by number 11 on Delbarton to get the ball, but not able to keep it. So, about a little over 5 minutes left, and the Hermits are going to try and tie this game up on this possession.
Here's Plum with the ball now. Going to pass it back up to Diamond. Pass to Exley. Pass to Exley. And the Hermits right now spread out across the field. They're one good dodge. I get him in. There's dodge by Diamond. Close to a ward right there, but here's punt around X.
Yeah,
That's Exley. His shot saves.
Yeah, they were doubling Plen a little bit. So it created some space for the Hermits to kind of swing the ball around. It got to Exley, not the easiest of shot. Ooh. But a good save by the Delbarton goalie.
The ball is loose.
Delbarton wanted a flag there. Now again, number 11 was kind of running down. I mean, he's making some plays. I should probably learn his name. But he was running down the field, and the Hermits kind of took a swing at him. Their stick really only hit his back. So I think Delbarton fans were kind of looking for a foul right there, but that's number 11, Will Pesticano. Having a good game for Delbarton so far.
Pass back up top. Dodge now, going to pass it back to X. Right now, pass back up top. Here's pass. And another missed pass will go out.
Yeah,
ball.
yeah. The guy at the X was kind of starting to cut towards the net, And I don't think the guy who passed it to him really thought he was going to do that, so he was kind of passing to where it was as the guy starts to cut towards the net. And luckily for the Hermits, that ball goes out of bounds. 3:10 left here in the second quarter. Hermits only down 1. Good save by Delbarton's goalie last possession for the Hermits. Let's see if they can't try and make something happen here.
There's a long pass. It's caught by Justin Marengo, so a flip back to Wadzak. Excuse me, no, that's Jacob Panette. Just past Diamond. Here's playing in the alley, going to pass it down. Here's dodged by Wadzak. He's going to bring it around. Back up top to Plen. Here's Plen going to take it on. Pass down. And the missed pass on Mason Rucci. And almost a good save there by to keep it over by the Hermits. But almost a disaster there by the Hermits right there, but the ball soared over net.
Yeah, it was a good cut there by number 24, Daniel Dottorio. And then he took a shot. Like, you know what I mean? When you see a guy kind of break that free like that, you're expecting a goal. But Hermits got a little fortunate. He missed a little high, and they'll have possession with about 1:38 left.
Here's Drew now with the ball. I'll pass to Diamond. Here's pass to Exley. Pass down to Plen. Back up top with Diamond. Put back to Diamond.
Just about 40 seconds left here in the half.
Yeah, I mean, Hermits right now just waiting for that open shot. They're killing the time, just playing spread out, trying to get that last shot before half. Pass Diamond.
Down to 20 seconds. It's a fine line. You know, if you shoot early enough, you get another shot as long as you're closest to the ball when it goes out. But if you shoot too early and they save it or something happens, then all of a sudden Delbarton has a chance to increase their lead to 2. But under 10 left here.
Past Jack Hendricks. The ball goes too much to the right. 2.6 seconds left, so Hermits are needed to get quick the ball in. There's Plen with the pass, and that will be the end of the half here. Score here. Your Hermits 3, Delbarton 4. We'll be right back. And we are back here to start the second half here. The score is 4-3. Still Delbarton has the lead. So ref there will wave off the face. 3 goals by the Hermits was by Plen and 2 by Wadzak. So excited to see who's going to go on here as there's a trip is called on Dom Diego. This will be Delbarton ball. There's a pass around, but pass down through X. Here's pass to Jack Sartori. He's going to pass it back around. Pass next to the crease and shot is saved by Zaitz. As there's pass to Cole Schleicher. So bring it up and pass back to Zaitz. Pass to Moores. And the low pass will go out. Here's up by Delbarton. I'm going to pass to Rex. Pass back up top. Shot. Hit the crossbar. Another shot. And there's a goal for Delbarton. Makes the score 5-3. Goes by Ryan Trafford.
Rico, I think I got to stop leaving at the beginning of halves.
Yeah,
it seems like it all goes towards Delbarton.
Yeah. Thing is, it's every game though for you.
I only missed 90 seconds or so, but hoping the Hermits can pull that one out. Looks like a push though, so the Hermits won the face-off. I'll take that.
Here's Gabe Byer. Ball gonna bring it down. Bring it down. Shot. Ooh. Almost a goal there for Byer.
Yeah, I don't know if they hit the post or if it hit the Delbarton goalie, but Gabe's had a couple of those this year. Had a big one against Episcopal. The Hermits ended up losing that one real close, but he had a huge goal. I think it was to tie it in a very similar scenario like that, but Episcopal was able to kind of squeak that one out. I'm sorry, not Episcopal, Penn Charter, at Penn Charter.
Here's dodged by Exley. Going to pass down the Plen. Plen dodging. Pass back out. It looks like he throws it away.
I mean, with how errant that pass was, I think the Delby kid got a part of his stick as he was making that pass and just kind of launched that one up in the air. So good work by the Delbarton long pole, but not exactly what you want to see from the Hermits.
Here's pass down to X. Going to pass back up top.
I said, outside the first, 2 minutes of each half? You know what I mean? Or each half, the Hermits' defense has looked pretty tight, and Zaitz has looked pretty good in net. So hopefully the Hermits can keep it up here. Going to need a few big saves out of Ben going forward, from this point forward, if the Hermits are going to stay in this one.
Pass there, nearly thrown away. But pass back up top, shot. Saved by Zaitz.
Oh.
But Delbarton gets the rebound and gets the goal.
Yeah. It was tough for me to see the ball from here, but I thought it was still in the crease. But obviously, like I said, you can tell a lot by looking at the players, and they're not arguing that too much. The ball must have just barely rolled outside the crease. Delbarton scoops it up and adds to their lead.
Let's go by Luke Campbell. Only Campbell's third goal of the season. Here's Diego on the face for the Hermits. Ball loose.
It should be off. Yeah. Whoa. That is a pretty bad call right there. The Hermits player flicked it back off of a Delbarton player. Like, there's no way the ball could bounce that direction off of. Whatever. I don't know what he was watching there. Like I said, I mean, the refs have had a pretty good game. The one call, just a possession, isn't the end of the world, but that was pretty clear.
Here's Delbarton going to pass through X. Here's dodge now. Spin move, shot. Looks like a down solve Zayt. Picked up by the Hermits.
I'm going to wait till they actually clear the ball before I say something, Enrico. All right, the Hermits got it. What's the old adage is ball don't lie. I was afraid of saying that, and all of a sudden we just dropped the ball. Ooh. Especially in lacrosse. You know, I mean, you're facing a team like Delbarton, just because you win that possession at your own 20 doesn't mean you're really setting an offensive setup up. But good to see the Hermits don't get penalized by that mistake by the officiating crew.
Here's Drew with the ball, going to pass to Exley. Exley dodging, going to pass. And there's a goal by Sebastian Varallo. His first of the day, making a 6-4 game.
Yeah, the talented sophomore. He got in time last year as a freshman. Like I said, it's not easy to do with the Hermits program. It really came along great for the Hermits. Scored a lot of goals for them so far this year, but that's a pretty big one there to cut Delbarton's deficit to 2. Like I said, I mean, a game like this is so big for really both teams. I mean, I get it. It doesn't matter in LAC's rankings, so it doesn't matter in playoff seeding. It's not for a trophy. It's not a county tournament. We're not in the state playoffs yet. Those start on Saturday. But, a team like the Hermits who've had a lot of close losses this year against some really good teams, you win this game. You know you can beat a Delbarton. That's going to give you all kinds of confidence as you go into the playoffs. And the same thing for Delbarton, too. They know how close the Hermits have played.
They're shot by a long pole.
Raritan, Rumson, Penn Charter, Episcopal. So they know they're good teams. So it's kind of like they're going to build their confidence that goes into it too. Because, I mean, they're going to get Paul VI on Saturday, or I'm assuming they're playing Saturday. They might play Friday the day before. But they're going to get Paul VI. And Paul VI is going to be, a little bit of a cakewalk for them. But this can kind of build their momentum going into that, those playoff games, whether they end up seeing the Hermits or Seton Hall. If Delbarton can get that win, they're going to feel like they're on a roll.
There's shot. Again, too much to the right. Here's out by Delbarton, going to pass to crease. Back up top, across pass, and there's a goal for Delbarton by Jack Sartorius. His second of the day.
Yeah, so Delbarton gets that one back, adds their lead, makes it a 3-goal lead. What would you call it? I didn't know exactly what to say earlier when Exley made that good pass to, I think it was Plen who scored. Either way, in basketball, I call it a cross-court pass. Like you kind of like send it like basically from one hash mark of the football field to the other. Is that like a name or not really? I'm thinking in my head call it a cross-court pass, but I didn't know there was a little lacrosse terminology that I'm lacking.
This is a cross-field pass. All this,
fair enough.
You're not seen here, but
fair enough.
Delbarton's passing has been fast. They've been getting the ball out quick. So, I mean, it works there, might as well do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so all that thinking and talking, and it's just cross field, which I could have just said.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. That's a great point, though. Like, even some of the near misses for Delbarton, like, we've had a couple where, like, I think my just reaction was, ooh, like, they had some good, crisp, fast passing, and they just kind of shot it a little bit above the net. I remember one specifically, like, the first half down here, they almost caused transition, but you're right. You know what I mean? That's a great point. Is a lot of Delbarton's passing has been fast and crisp, and it's given them some good opportunities in the offensive end.
Here's Gio up top now. I'm going to pass to Exley.
Jude giving the valedictorian speech at graduation tomorrow. Showing he's the student athlete.
There's a shot by Varallo. Saved by the keeper.
Tried to go for a little wraparound off the ground shot, but a good job there by Delbarton's goalie to save it.
And the pass is too high. It'll go out of bounds. It'll be Hermits' possession.
Yeah, good pressure there by Varallo, kind of getting in that defender's way. He tried to just get it across the 50, but because of that pressure by Sebastian, the pass is a little high, wasn't able to quite get to it, goes out of bounds, and the Hermits have the ball back.
Planazza now up top. Going to pass it. Good Jack Hendricks. Here's Diamond now, so bring it back out. I'm going to pass it to Plen. He's going to bring it around. Here's how Jack Hendricks has it at X. I'm going to pass it back up. Pass to Wadzak. Wadzak dodge shot. The narrow angle shot, but he gets it in for the hat trick. They score 7-5 with 3:45 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, huge goal for the Hermits. Like, you're keeping with Delbarton here. The one, big thing, win this next face-off. I know it started out lopsided in Delbarton's favor. Hermits have been able to come up on the winning end of some more face-offs here in the last, 5-6 face-off that we've contested. So hopefully the Hermits can kind of get this here and, at least take some time off where Delbarton maybe doesn't get a full offensive possession and maybe even get a goal of their own. And never mind. Barton wins the face-off and they'll get into the offensive end.
I'm going to say you are fantastic with the announcer's jinx today.
Yeah, all right. Delbarton's going to score here. I should have been more specific. But we'll see how it rides.
Here's a dodge. Going to pass it back down to X. And the ball looks like will go out. And it will stay Delbarton ball.
That was hard for me to tell, but I don't think I agree with that one either. It was kind of bouncing around. I get it. The Hermits were slamming their stick in there. Same with Delbarton, but I don't know. I thought that one still hit off of Delbarton's shin before it went out.
Here's pass back up top. Here comes Dodge. And the shot will go out wide right. Here's pass Tesher. Going to pass it back up. Dodge around the shot. Too much to the left. Looks like it was tipped off by Zates.
About 2:22 left in this third quarter.
Hearing someone say timeout, but the ref hasn't called it, so.
Yeah, and like I heard the same thing. Maybe I don't know, there's a parent in front of us. We were kind of overhearing, but I kind of looked at the Delby bench, and no one was obviously like screaming up, jumping up and down, asking for it.
Testra shot, and there's a goal for Testra. Make the score 8-5 with 2:02 left here in third quarter.
Yeah, just kind of got the ball in the slot, went 5-hole on Zates. Zates kind of tried to shut his legs on it because he wasn't able to get his stick down in time. But the ball squeaked through, and Delbarton will take an 8-5 lead.
Here's Chris Marino back on the face. And they say Chris went early there, so it'll be Delbarton ball. The ball now has it back up top.
Okay, I was going to say I was watching the Delbarton face-off guy who had won it, and he was kind of hanging around the offensive end. I was waiting to make sure I wasn't crazy before I asked you, Enrico, if he'd been doing that all game. But he eventually kind of sprints off. I'm not trying to catch the Hermits off guard, but sprints off, and Marino will follow him as they get the new offensive sub on the field. Because that can be a huge advantage if you have a face-off guy that doesn't have to just get off, because then that could leave their
shot in, into saved by Zates.
But that could leave their face-off guy on the field, who probably isn't as good a defender as some of the other players. So Delbarton was toying with the idea, but eventually gets off. But Hermits get possession. It looked like they were going to try and attack quick. Only
timeout call by Coach Valori, trying to get that last-second shot off, make it soon, hopefully, a 2-point game.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like Hermits had possession, had a little bit of space. I was curious if they were going to go take a shot, but I don't want to say it's a disaster, but they've only scored 5 goals so far today. You know what I mean? So if you got 5 goals through 3 quarters, it's probably going to be tough to get to 10. 5 goals in just the 1 quarter. So Coach Valori is probably thinking like, I don't want here to be a bad shot or a bad possession, and then Delbarton goes down in these last 40 seconds and scores, and all of a sudden, instead of maybe it's 8-5, maybe 8-6. All of a sudden, it's a close game. To all of a sudden, a turnover, and now it's 9-5, and it's like now you're kind of like it's deflating. So I get it. You had possession there. You could have set up whatever you want. Whatever subs you kind of wanted, you'd been fine. But this is such a big possession, even just mentally. You know what I mean? Like 8-5 is fine going into the fourth. 8-6, the Hermits might feel a little confident. Like, hey, we only lost that quarter by 1. We're right in it. We're just down 2 goals. That's you can make that up. But if you turn the ball over, Delbarton gets a goal, something like that. We saw how quick they can score to start both halves. All of a sudden, that can be pretty deflating, I think, to the Hermits team if they go into this fourth quarter down 9-5 or worse. You know what I mean? Looks like both teams are coming out of the timeout. Like you said, 41.8 seconds left in the third. We'll see what Coach Valori drew up. Like I said, it's always interesting, in the mindset of any coach in any situation in lacrosse. Like, do you want to take that shot with 20 seconds left and hope that your guy in the X keeps possession for you or not saved by the goalie? Or do you want to just whittle that down to 5, 6, 7? That way it's pretty much impossible for the other team to score going back the other way. But Exley will start it up.
Here's a pass down to X. Varela has it. Pass up to Wadzak.
Hermits taking their time. 21 seconds left in this third. Now Exley starts to go.
Bring down pass. Varela, he's going to bring it around. Pass it in. Pass to Wadzak. His shot. And there's another goal for Wadzak. His 4th of the day. to make it an 8-6 game with 2 seconds left on the clock.
And we talked about best case and worst case scenario, and that was about the best case scenario for the Hermits. You ran this down to 2 seconds, so even though Delbarton's been winning a lot of faceoffs today, they're probably not going to be able to score in 2 seconds here. And, you get a goal of your own. Cut this down to 8-6. You're still in the game. It was a great job by Sebastian there. His go time, under 10 seconds left, he starts to go. The Delbarton long pole kind of got up in. I thought he was going to lose the ball as his hand was kind of up in the air, but it was great body control. Really, Sebastian, he's given up a couple inches to the Delbarton defender in front of him, able to regain control as his arms almost above his head, and is able to find Wadzak, right?
Yep.
Find Wadzak across because everybody's kind of converging in on Sebastian. Able to find Wadzak with that cross-field pass we were talking about, and Wadzak cuts this lead down to 8-6.
Yeah, so it's been a shot here in Richland to score. Hermits 6, Delbarton 8. We'll be right back. And we are back here for the fourth quarter of play. And the ball was a face-off. That's a great hit by Dominigo to make the ball loose. The ball's still loose. And it's picked up by Delbarton. Ball back loose again. And there's a hit on Byer, even though he wasn't playing for the ball. And the official calls it. Looks like they ran out of time to get the ball over. So it will be Hermit's ball, which, like you said again, ball don't lie.
yeah, you don't get the flag or whatever possession, but yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the possession here. Hermits with a golden opportunity. Like I said, we've been better on the face-offs after that first 6-7 minutes. It doesn't mean we've been winning even a majority of them, but if we're at 50-50, even 60-40, they were struggling a little bit in that beginning. So you keep this up, you're in the game. If, you got to take your time here, make the most of this possession, get a good shot. The Hermits have been getting some pretty good shots, high-quality shots. And if they're able to score here, all of a sudden, like I said, you got the confidence. Delbarton could be on their heels a little bit.
Dodged by Exley, hit his shot wide or right. It's like Wadzak could be the closest to get it.
But the one thing, obviously momentum is different in every sport, and to the extent whether you believe it or not or whatever. I feel like in lacrosse, momentum only goes as far as your face-off guy. You're scoring, you're going, but if the other team can kind of clamp that down, get that face. Ooh.
And playing with a good juke, but they couldn't get the job done on the shot there, but playing will get the ball back.
Now, as part of the press box was blocking my view, did their defender just run into their own net, kind of?
Yeah, he tripped over the net while Plen went back. So I'll give Plen the juke credit there. This ball to X.
He's just holding it behind the net for a while. Now they're moving.
Here's Plen with the ball now. Looks like every time he plays the ball, he's getting double teamed.
Yeah, I mean, Hermit's got a lot of talent on this team, but they know Plen's the most talented on this roster. And like I said, I think they remember what happened 2 years ago in the state final, so they know to double Plen right away. And they've been doing a decent job of keeping him a little quiet. Not quite, you know, you can't keep him completely quiet. He's already still got goals today, but 1 or 2 is a lot better than 3 or 4 for.
Dodged by Exley. Pass down to Jude. Jude has a shot, and he gets it. Makes the score 8-7. We have a 1-point game now here in Richland. 9:46 left here in the fourth quarter.
That was a great pass. Found Jude in traffic, and great job by Jude. He was fighting off. Felt like 5 or 6 sticks were whacking at him. He's able to. Good job to fend him off, catches the ball high, and is able to get the shot off. And because of the harassment by the Delbarton defense, like it was a good defensive play by Delbarton, he didn't get the most on that shot. But because he kind of was able to skip it off the ground, and I think they kind of caught the goalie a little bit off guard, and maybe he was just close enough to the net, he's able to score and cut this lead to 1.
Here's Dominico back for the faceoff. It's picked up by Delbarton. Try to do a shovel pass. It's complete. And they got it down for the shot and stay in favor of
almost.
Delbarton.
Yeah, it was close, but that's definitely Delbarton ball right there. But you kind of if you don't see that, the Delbarton attack under 17 on the top of your screen, basically, if you don't notice him right away, you're like, ooh, Hermits might be able to get the ball with a goalie keep. But correct call, Delbarton ball. 9:20 left here in the fourth quarter.
Pass back up top. I'm going to pass it around now. Dodge pass to X. Here's Dodge now. Finds a man shot. Bounce too much to the left. Stay. Delbarton ball.
Yeah, I think a little left and a little he hit the turf a little too early. Not in terms of I'm thinking him scoring because I think it was all over that, but it just hit too close on the turf to where the bounce went over his stick, he wasn't able to make a save. But I thought for a second there that he was going to be able to save that for the Hermits.
Here's pass back to X, so I'm going to pass it back to Testra. Shot by Jackson Torres, and he gets another goal. His third, they make score 9-7, 8:14 left in the fourth quarter. We're back on the face of Dominico. Dom got the ball out. Looks like he picked up by the Hermits. Jack Nares, the ball loose. It's still picked up by the Hermits.
So that's what I realized when the ball rolls to the 30. I didn't realize that the guys on the end can't pick it up. I saw him nudging it, but I always thought that you could just scoop it up if it rolled past that 30. But I guess not. Learn something new every day.
Here's Jack Nares. You need to get it in the box.
Yeah, you could hear the parents yelling that they hadn't gotten it in yet, and Coach Valori will take that timeout. You really don't want to turn that ball over there with a mistake like that for the Hermits. You don't. It's a shame you don't want to use your timeout in a situation like that, but you got to do it.
this game here is one of the closer games these two teams have had in the past 2 years. Delbarton last year won 10-2, so not really the closest game there. But 2 years ago, Hermits won. Thanks. It was close. I know that.
In the state final, or did they play in the regular season too? I'm trying to remember that.
They played regular season.
Yeah, so we go back to 2 years ago. 2 years ago, looks like we actually only played them in the state final, I think, in 2022. But yeah, that was a 6-5 win. That's what you're talking about. We're playing had a couple goals late to win it for them. I wonder if they had played the year before. Let's go back down to 2021. And they did not. But, yeah, I know it's kind of those games sometimes they always have on the calendar, whether they keep it on or cancel it. Like I said, sometimes it comes down to where the playoff brackets come out. But, yeah, a little bit of a rough one last year, but the Hermits rebuilding a little bit. But even this, I think the Hermits are still a fairly young team. Like, they got a pretty bright future. Not to say they can't do anything in the playoffs this year, because they still got, great seniors like Max Watson, Austin Exley, Noah Plen. But Hermits will return a lot. But, again, you almost have to do that in the loaded non-public A, because there are no easy games in that bracket.
There's a lot of sophomore starters here, which will be juniors next year. Past Diamond now. Gonna bring back out past the Plen. Plen back Diamond. Diamond shot, and there's a goal for Ryan Diamond. Makes the score 9-8. 6:55 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so, there's still an eternity left in this game. Great shot there by Diamond to cut this lead down to 1. But, this is really the Hermits, the closest the Hermits have gotten. They haven't been tied since it was 0-0. And they keep crawling into 1. They cut it to 4-3, made it 6-5, now 9-8. But I feel like once you get level, it's just going to be a completely different ballgame. You're going to feel like you're climbing up that hill. You're rolling that boulder up that hill. You're there. Now it's like an even fight. But starts with the face-off.
Here's Domenico. He gets the ball out. Well, there's a push in the back, but still picked up by the Hermits. It's like Kyle Hellestein's in net now.
Oh, well, yeah. The Hermits made the change. Like I said, Kyle came in for a game earlier in the year. I know he's been in more than just the one, but he came in against Eastern when it looked like the Hermits could use a little bit of a change. Zaitz was playing well, but maybe not the best in a certain stretch. They threw Kyle in there, and Kyle made some pretty big saves to kind of keep off of Eastern, who was ranked, I think, like 17th in the state at the time. So Kyle in there, hopefully some big things from him. Hopefully you don't need him too much, but I have a feeling the Hermits are going to need a save or two out of whoever's
down.
in
His shot's too much to the right. It's like the Delbarton ball. And how Kyle's wearing sweatpants right now, I have no clue on that turf.
That's a good point. But yeah, it looked like kind of that shot went in like a diamond angle. So the Delbarton defender was closer than the Hermits guy who was closest to the X, and Delbarton's going to get possession off of that shot.
Delbarton will get a touch in, so they're going to slow it down now. It's a pass down, going to pass it back up. They called a push in the crease on the Hermits, which will stay a Delbarton ball. But I don't know why they would call that. Delbarton already had the ball.
I don't know. That's one of those where I'm like, I question it, but again, I don't really know the most about lacrosse, so I can only question it so much. Five minutes left.
Shot there too high will go out. We'll say Delbarton the ball.
Like I said, still plenty of time in this game. Just play solid defense, get a stop. Delbarton's going to be patient. Eventually, they're going to have to be locked in this little blue box, but still got a couple minutes before that.
Just passed around. I'm talking. Dodger Jackson Torres, his shot. Saved by Kyle.
Oh, careful there, Kyle. When he was standing up, he almost like kicked that ball in the net. Good outlet pass, though, as the Hermits are trying to catch him in transition. Now they'll slow it down as they call out their value call.
Here's a pass up.
Shout out to Coach Wooster, who's watching the game. Thinks I'm holding you back on the commentary, Enrico.
It's all good.
A 3:50 left. Once it gets under 2, Delbarton, if they have the ball, will have to be locked inside that blue box, which is basically, you see the blue line kind of going outside the football numbers and right down the 30-yard line. So if the Hermits do turn it over, that'll, at least make Delbarton press a little bit. The Hermits are hoping to have this game tied up, so that doesn't really factor in.
Just dodge around, a pump fake. Ball loose, picked up by Delbarton.
Yeah, on the pump fake, I think Delbarton's kid got a part of Sebastian's stick, was able to pop that ball out, and the turnover goes Delbarton's way.
Ooh. There's a timeout called by Delbarton. Looks like they had it offsides there, but the officials didn't see it.
Yeah, well, I believe it. I think in that case, it's a smart call by Delbarton's coach. Is, hey, let me get this timeout real quick before they notice it. But even if he didn't call it, even if it wasn't offsides and that's not why he called it, I thought that was a little bit quick of a pass, a little bit of aggressive pass from Delbarton. The Hermits were kind of about to hop in their way, maybe get a turnover, and right as that pass was kind of releasing, they called timeout and kept possession.
This game here is getting down to the crunch time. With only 3:21 left. So it's only a one-goal here. A one-goal game here. So, yes, this timeout also helps Delbarton make a smart play here to get the lead up. Also helps the Hermits out here to make the smart defensive call to get the ball down their side to get the goal. Now out of timeout. With 2 minutes and left.
Three. That's one of a lacrosse ball kind of hit. Like, I wonder if it actually looks like that on our thing. Yeah, you can kind of see it on our stream. But from the angle of you're over there with the donkey where Mr. Morris is at and the benches are at and you were looking at it, you can see the 3 easy. But I think there was a lacrosse ball got whipped at that scoreboard and just happened to hit it right in the middle, so it's like indented a little bit. So, like, I remember the first game of the year, I texted Trainer Matt and Coach Riz, and I was like, does the scoreboard look weird to you? And they looked at me and were like, no, it's not at all. It looks normal. But it's just because, like, from our vantage point, that's where that indent is, and it kind of looks like it could be a 2. But it's 3:13 left.
I was going to say with 2 minutes, it's a keep-in rule.
Enrico, I apologize. I just cut you off and started rambling. Ignore that.
It's all good. Here's a stop at Delbarton. Saved by Kyle. Ball.
Couldn't really corral the rebound. Great save by Helfenstein. I mean, Helfenstein's just a heck of an athlete. One of the last true. I mean, you don't really see too many true 3-sport athletes, but he's a starting tight end on the football team, starting forward on the basketball team, and then getting in games here, in big games here, as a goalie for the lacrosse team.
Here's John by Delbarton. Me and Kyle back in like 5th grade playing on the same travel team, and he's been the same aggressive goalie as he is now. He's making those plays, making those stops. The thing is, then once he made that save, he would run all the way up the field, truck kids, and score a goal.
Yeah, a little easier to do that in youth lacrosse than here against Delbarton, but would love to see it. So it's 2:10 almost under 2 minutes. Once it goes under 2 minutes, then Delbarton has the lead. They'll have to stay in that box. Like I said, you can kind of see the blue line going from the 30 to the outside of the football numbers and then all the way down to the out of bounds line, basically kind of near the football goalpost, the soccer 6-yard line. So Delbarton's got to keep it in, tightens this area a little bit.
If the Hermits here can find a way to pinch him out, that'll be the best case scenario right here. That's just done by Jack Sartorius.
Yeah, because you don't want to double if you don't have ball out.
There's defense by Kyle right there.
I was going to say, you don't want to double if you don't have to, kind of like where you're pulling the goalie out and playing real aggressive, but eventually it's going to get to that point. But right now they're locked in. Like you said, you want to force them into that out-of-bounds area.
Have it down to X.
Delbarton just holding the ball. Now the Hermits are going to double. Helfenstein out of the net. And a timeout, Delbarton, before Delbarton was able to make that pass. Not that it really mattered. I don't think they were going to call a push or anything like that anyway, and Delbarton had possession. But Delbarton wants a timeout to talk it over. They're going to want to play 4 corners, try and kill this clock. Hermits got to get a turnover somehow. I mean, you saw him, you're going to see Helfenstein latch onto one of the closest defenders, and they're going to send another long pole out at whoever has the ball. Not much time left in this game. You really want that turnover, obviously. Pretty obvious statement. You want the turnover as much clock as you possibly can. But only a minute 9 left. 5? 9? Yeah, a minute 5 left. Football goalpost is in the way of my view for a second. Looks like a pretty tough. A couple updates from the games we were talking about earlier. The tennis team, I don't know the score, but they were able to defeat Paul VI and move on to the next round of the playoffs. We most likely host Union Catholic. The volleyball team lost to Barnegat. They had that second set. It took them 25, 27, something like that. I'm watching on the Barnegat's YouTube page. So it was a good effort there by the Hermits against top 10 team in the state. And then baseball, like I said, not the biggest indicator of anything because I don't think either team's really throwing their aces out there trying to win the game. But baseball, last I saw, had, I believe, an 8-4 lead over Kingsway. Oh, now they're up 12-4. So baseball leads 12-4, tennis wins, and volleyball played a tight game against a very good Barnegat team in the playoffs.
There's double team. Looks like Plens in at D midi. Kyle's out playing defense.
I wonder if it's because if they get the ball, they want to just get. Oh, he stepped out. Noah had to kind of alert him to it, but that's what I'm wondering if they would just put Noah in because it's like now you don't make a sub, get it to Noah and go. But great job there by Noah. 1, forcing him out, and 2, letting the ref know, yo, make the call.
There goes Plen. He gets past midfield. The dodge all the way down. Flag down. Plen shot too much to the left. It'll go out. But the Hermits have a made up right here.
Well, no timeouts left to really, for either team, to really kind of settle in and tell them players what they want to do. But yeah, 33 seconds left. Hermits will be a man up. I mean, let's see if I can't hear what Mr. Morris calls the length, but I got to imagine, I mean, even if it's 30 seconds, it's all but 3 seconds of the game. So the Hermits are going to be a man up for the rest of this fourth quarter. Down 1. I wouldn't hold for that last shot. I would start firing away, seeing how many you can get in. 30 seconds. So Exley will start with the ball behind the net. Hasn't picked one up yet, but as he scoops it up, let's see what the Hermits can't do here. Oh, never mind. I guess they're starting over there with Plen on the outside.
More time is added.
No. Yeah, well, he thought they were starting from the back, so the clock operator started the clock, but then they realized it's starting off with Noah over here, so they had to put that time back on.
Here's Plen pass down to Exley. Here's pass up to Rucci. Pump fake. Pass down to X.
Under 20 seconds left. Delbarton pressing high.
Pass
down to
Wadzak.
14.
Pass Plen shot. Too much to the left. Ball go out with 7.6 seconds left here.
Tell Mr. Morris to have the hometown thumb on that clock. Let's give us a little couple extra half seconds. 7.6 left.
Here's Rucci. He has it. Pass up top to Plen. Plen bring it down. His shot. There's a goal for the Hermits. And Plen will send this game to overtime and score 9-9 with .3 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
What a goal. I mean, like, there's not much to say. No, I'm sure Delbarton's ready for Noah Plen to graduate tomorrow. But Noah scores it. We'll send this game to overtime. I think it was one of those where you hear the countdown. You hear 3, 2, 1. People forget how long a second is. Like when you're in basketball, you have a full dribble for each second before you need to put up that shot. Here, they heard 2, 1. Like, he's still time to get another dodge in. So I think all Delby was selling out hard. He's able to get by him and then get that shot off. Scores with .3 seconds left. What a play.
And that will be the end of regulation here. Scored 9-9. We're heading into overtime here in Richland. We'll be right back for that. And we are in here for overtime. Score is 9-9 after Delbarton started with a 3-0 lead to start the game. Hermits have battling back this whole game. So now it's a 4-minute period, sudden death overtime.
One thing that worries me is Delbarton started white hot in both the first and second half. So the Hermits are going to have to hold on. Here's another Delbarton face-off win.
Ooh. A good check by Domenico right there. It's picked up by Mason Rucci.
Call timeout.
And there's timeout called by Coach Valori. And the Hermits bench is going wild for Dom Adiego right there.
That is a heck of a play by Dom Adiego because, he lost the faceoff, and as the other Fogo guy starts to raise it up, he just goes whack, knocks it out. Rucci gets it, and as Delbarton swarms, you get one timeout in overtime, and that's the perfect spot to use it. This is where if you're gonna knock off Delbarton, you got to do it right here. You know what I mean? You scored with basically no time left in the fourth. You win this face-off for all intents and purposes. You got to win it here. You know what I mean? This has got to be a great possession. I'm sure they're drawing up whatever play they got, the best play they got in the playbook. But this is where you got to win the game. If they don't score in this possession, I might get a little hairy for them. But it's only 4-minute overtime periods. I figure it keeps it short. That way you can't just hold on to the ball and just take a million shots. You're going to have another face-off in 350. But what a play by Dom. You know what I mean? Got on the ball. Let's see if the team can't do the rest.
This Hermit team this year has been to a lot of overtime games. I feel like probably the most they've been to is they went to 4 overtime games this year, and I think they won 3, lost 1. I think so. It's been tough, but the thing is, they're getting the job done. You have to think this player goes to Plen. You usually have to think that if you're Delbarton, you're thinking that.
Yeah, I mean you got to run the play through Plen. But again, like Delby knows that, and he's scored a couple huge goals in this game. But Delby's, like we said, Delby's been doubling. So maybe I'd still run the play through Plen, make them double, and then kind of move the ball around, see if you can't get an open shot, a little bit of space, because they know how good Plen is.
Delbarton today has somewhat shut down Plen, but he still has 2 goals.
Yeah. Yeah, he's done a great job today. But like obviously, Delby's keying on him.
And here's the pass to Plen. The alley. Plen dodging down now. A screen by Varallo. Plen dodging it. Hit his shot too much. And it was stay Hermits possession.
It got me a little nervous. I was like the one earlier where the goalie from Delbarton just kind of wrapped himself around and was the closest to it. Raucci did a good job keeping possession for the Hermits, but man, that was probably closer than the Hermits really wanted.
Here's pass to Jude. Ball loose. Picked up by Jude. Jude playing really close to that end line. He's going to dodge around. So pass up. Here's dodge by Varallo. He's almost had the opening right there to go right in.
Yeah, I think he started pointing because he saw that no one was back at the X spot for the Hermits, so he didn't want to dodge in, take the shot, miss, and then Delbarton possession. So I think he was playing a little bit cautious there, but he was pointing. He kind of like, yo, someone drop back so I can take this shot.
Here's Plen now. Plen kind of calling like an ISO right here.
2:14 left. Hermits can use all this clock if they want.
Here's pass back up to Jude. Jude bringing it down. Pass back to Plen, back to Jude. I think Plen wasn't expecting that.
It was a little quick of a pass when you're a little close to Noah, so good hands there by Noah to receive the pass. There's nothing wrong with using as much of this clock as you want if you're the Hermits. Worst thing that happens if the time runs out and you still got possession is you go to another face-off.
Here's pass up to Diamond. Here's Diamond pass up to Exley. Dodge by Wadzak. There's no pass it back up. Missed opportunity. Ball loose. Picked. Ball still loose. The ground ball here now.
Yeah, pass was just a little high. Hermits couldn't quite get it. Ball's still rolling on the ground. I don't quite see who's with it yet.
It's like called a failure to keep it in. So we dealt Barton's ball with a minute left. Has to do a long pass down.
Yeah, similar to the rules of when we said under 2 minutes at the end of the fourth quarter, the Hermits had to keep it in that blue zone. So even the ball was rattling around. It ended up on the outside of that blue, and so it didn't matter that Delby hadn't scooped up that ground ball yet. It's Delbarton ball with 40 seconds left. And Delbarton will call that timeout. I mean, it makes you only get they reset. You get an extra one when you go into the next overtime, if you go into the next overtime. So Delbarton takes the timeout. It's going to set up their offense, try and win this game right here.
Coach for Delbarton tried to call it before, but the official
didn't
hear him. So those crucial seconds right there.
Yeah, he didn't hear. I mean, with 40 seconds left, I have a feeling that Delbarton's they're gonna do one of those. They're gonna let's take the air out of the ball a little bit. They're gonna. I don't think they're running right in right away. You know what I mean, with their offense. I don't think it'll matter too much. But yeah, obviously, I mean, a big game like this, the referee is locked in, looking at the players, especially on a big lacrosse field. He's probably 20 yards away from the official, especially since Delbarton's bench is on the opposite side of where their offense is attacking. So, yeah, it took the official a couple seconds to make that timeout call. Now, this is the benefit of that winning that first face-off and you being able to use that clock for your own advantage. Is the Hermits had they didn't score, but they had 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes, 3:15 with the ball, looking for their shot. Where here, Delbarton's only got 40. Now, obviously, they've scored pretty quick today, so they don't need 40 seconds all the time to score. But that time of possession can work in your favor. So hopefully, the Hermits can kind of close out Delbarton here and send this to a double overtime.
The Hermits here still have Kyle in his net. Just pass to X. Gonna pass back up top. Dodge down to X. Pass to X. Just pass up. Here's a dodge shot. Saved by Kyle. Ball loose. And picked up by the Hermits. It looks like Byer was chucked this ball. And that would be the end of the first overtime. We're going into double overtime here. Score 9-9. We'll be right back. And we are back here for the first double overtime game the Hermits have faced this season, with Dom Diego back in the face.
And again, whoever wins this, it's going to be a huge start to overtime.
It's like Dom Diego will get the ball back.
And the quick timeout. That's, again, smart. Like, you know what I mean? Use the timeout. That's what they're there for. So the Hermits get another win, another Dom Diego. Like I said, they struggled at the beginning. It was a little tough, but he's rebounded, shown his resilience. Now, him and Marino were kind of switching on and off, but he's really shown up, you know, the third, fourth, and overtime periods.
Again, I don't know how, but your announcer jinx paid off this time. Like the third time today.
Yeah, not one that believes in the announcer jinx. However,
it's real.
The first quarter of this game might have made me a believer.
So here come teams out of the timeout after double overtime.
Tennis, it needs to be played by...
Now the Hermits on the ball here with 3:58 left. So the ball's going to start with Wadzak here. So pass Jack Canaris. Here's Diamond to get a touch in the box and bring it in. Back to the alley. He's going to bring it around. He has a shot. Behind the back shot. Too much to the left.
Yeah.
Picked up by Exley.
Didn't get much on it. A little wide of the net.
Here's Wozniak up top now. Again, the Hermits here have no reason to rush. We got 3:20 left. They've got to take the right shots here, and if they miss, then you have a guy to X at all times. Here's Plum with the ball now. Plum getting pressure all the way out. You don't want to give Plum an easy opportunity to dodge as he's getting double teamed now. I'm going to switch off. Ooh, it's a mismatch there. He's a short stick guarding him.
Yeah, but you see number 11 again kind of creeping. I think if he starts to beat that short stick at 11, yeah, there he goes.
There's Plum going to pass it back up to Jude. Pass to Wozniak. Ball loose. Picked up by Delbarton. Still no timeout call for them. As they're going to bring it down the field. like Delbarton here not going to use a timeout.
Yeah, I guess they figured they'd set it up before, but now they're just like, hey, if we're in a hairy situation, we'll save the timeout for there. So usually that happens right after a face-off, but right here they figured, hey, we got the clear easy enough. Hold it in our pocket in case something crazy starts to happen.
Here's pass Jack Torres. Going to pass back down to X. Here's dodge around. Go pass back to X. Almost had Jack Torres. It's in the middle for the goal.
1:45-ish left.
Pass down. It's down to X. Has the shot. Hit the outside. Picked up by Kyle. He went out to get it.
Yeah, a couple Delbarton fans started to celebrate because they saw the net kind of. Kyle, don't go out.
Ball goes out. Stay Delbarton. Ball. Kyle needs to hurry up and get back in the net.
Yeah, he got pushed out. He tried to kind of run through it, but maybe he didn't really have a lot of options passing. But he got caught on the sideline, and ball goes out of bounds for Delbarton possession.
Here's pass back up top. Here's a dodge down. Good switch off by the Hermits right there. It's a good defense by Gabe Byer to switch on right there. And then go back to the right side. It's a pass in the middle. Good. It's a good stick work right there by Nico Moores. Ball will go out. That will be Hermits possession right there with 57.6 seconds left.
Yeah, that stop there is all Nico. Oh, the flag goes in the air. So the Hermits are saying
it'll be on Delbarton.
Well,
there's a long pass down to get the Hermits possession.
So I heard some parents saying, like I said, maybe I'll just clarify because they were kind of saying hold the ball because if the timer goes out, I'm assuming that means the Hermits keep possession to the next overtime.
I think they'll be man up next overtime.
Yeah. But I don't know if they started with a face-off or not. But either way, Hermits go down with whether it was a shot or just a pass, a Kyle flinging it down the field. Only a 30-second penalty.
Still
45 seconds left. Yeah.
It's still a good amount of time here for the Hermits, and as Delbarton will use their timeout. Hermits got into overtime by the man-up goal by Plen. So this is a huge opportunity here for the Hermits to man up and double overtime with 45 seconds left.
Yeah. I mean, that's like I said, go through Plen because whether Plen scores it or whether they start to double, but when they start to double, Delbarton's been good at kind of like helping on that. You know what I mean? With that help defense, they start sliding. So even though once the Hermits pass out of that, they are sliding out and recovering fairly quickly to not let the Hermits take advantage of that double team. But that's what the Hermits should be focusing on right now is when they double, you got to have a plan and you got to be, have whatever play you're calling and execute it quick enough that you can take advantage of that space that you're being afforded because they know they're keying on Plen. They know how good of a player Plen is. But you got to be able to take advantage of that. And I feel like the Hermits they haven't in overtime yet. But use that space they're giving you. But again, Delbarton's so quick and they're so good that you got to be incredibly efficient if you're going to take advantage of that space that Delbarton's giving you.
So here come the teams out of timeout. Also, let me put this aside. Wozniak has 5 goals this game.
Does he have 5? Wow.
He's either 5 or 4 this game, so he's been dominating this game.
No, I believe you. I believe you, Enrique. I just was. I mean, I know you can call on his name a lot, but that's impressive. That's a great game for Wozniak.
He's getting those open looks, so.
Yeah, 30 seconds goes by a lot quicker than you really realize in the lacrosse game, so Hermits should get into it and try and take advantage of this right here.
Is Wozniak going to pass it down? Pass to Exley. Cross pass to Wozniak.
Oh.
He wanted it there.
Yeah. Smart enough to not do it, but there's only about 10 seconds left in this penalty already.
Let's pass to Plen. Pump fake. Plen's shot. Too high. Will go out. Stay Hermits possession.
I don't remember exactly when it went in, but there's got to be like 5 seconds left, maybe less of this penalty.
I think he'll be out now.
Yep.
Here's pass to Jude. Pass to Exley. Pass in the Plen. Ball gets out. Looks like the Hermits smacked it over. And Kyle catches that last throw shot. So, can you believe it here? When the game started, we're going to triple overtime. We will be right back. Scores 9-9. And we are back here for triple overtime. Back out for the face-offs, Don Maniego. This game here already will be an instant classic between these two teams.
Yeah, it's always tough to beat Delbarton, but it's always...
They call the push in the back on Dominiego, so it'll be Delbarton ball. Delbarton will not call a timeout, so they're going to bring the ball down.
This is really the first of the first two overtimes Hermits start.
Shot. It's too much to the left. You'll go out, stay Delbarton ball.
Yeah, this is the first of the overtimes that Delby started with the ball, right?
Yes. This pass back up top. Here's Delbarton now. Pass down to X. Pass back up top. The shot. And there's a goal for Delbarton. They win the game in triple overtime. The final score here, 10-9. So it's been a battle between these two teams all day.
Yeah, you can't hang your head. I mean, the Hermits have had, like I said, they have a lot of close losses against a lot of really good teams. But if you can play with Delbarton right here, who's number 3 in non-public A, who's battling 2-point goals, 1-point goal games with Seton Hall and Don Bosco, you can play with anybody. At the end of the day, this game really didn't matter. It didn't affect. There's no trophy. There's no silverware on the line. You can't improve your playoff standings. It's just kind of like it should build your confidence going in, especially after we started down, 2-3-0 real fast. Whatever. I get it. There's no moral victories. It doesn't really matter. But I think you can hold your heads high. You can play with confidence in going into the St. Peter's game and then most likely Seton Hall after that you can play with anybody in the state. And it didn't go your way this way or today, but hey, I don't know. I'm encouraged by this win, and hopefully they'll take care of business on Saturday.
Yep, so on Saturday is Hermits versus St. Peter's Prep. So
12:30 on Saturday, because they got a long drive.
Final score here, Delbarton 10, your Hermits 9. I'm Rick Bio Jr. alongside Mr. Tom Brumell. Good night. Go Hermits.